Hi there, all you hot listeners. Welcome to episode 23 of Husband and Wife Talks. We'll talk about a fun friend visit we had and a trip we took to Rocky Mountain National Park with him. National Nacho Day, which is on Tuesday, November 6th, 2018. We'll talk about some candle chats, or rather, we'll have a candle chat, and then some other fun activities we did this weekend. Stay tuned.
Hey, Marta.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
That's good. What are you up to over there?
Nothing.
Nothing. We're just recording a podcast, episode 23 of Husband and Wife Talks.
Oh, well, then I guess I'm recording a podcast now.
I'm glad you figured that out. This is November 6th, technically, when you're
No, it's
hearing
November 5th.
Well, they're going to be hearing it on... Can you just follow me with
We don't know when they're going to hear it. It could be...
It comes out on Tuesday, so that's when we're just theoretically thinking that people are just racing to hear our podcast. So they're going to be hearing it on Tuesday,
Gotcha.
November 6th,
Okay.
which corresponds with National Nacho Day and National Saxophone Day. Now, out of those two, which one tickles your fancy?
National Nacho Day for sure. Also, I'd like to give some background in case people aren't quite clear. A nacho in its simplest form is a tortilla chip covered in nacho cheese or other melted cheese and served with salsa. As always, my source is nationaldaycalendar.com.
I never knew it was created, quote unquote, in 1943.
Whoa, you are just skipping right ahead. That's what I was going to say.
No, I was going to say?
Wow.
I didn't know how much you were going to read.
I was going to continue, actually.
Okay, continue then, my love.
Well, nachos were created sometime around 1943. They are popular and loved and of Mexican origin.
And Oh, you're going to continue? Okay.
Wow, we are really out of sync today. It is believed that, excuse my mispronunciation, but it is believed that Ignacy Nacho Anaya created the original nachos in the city of Piedras Negras, Coahuila, Mexico, across the border from Eagle Pass, Texas.
Nailed that last city. Right, spot on, baby.
Yep, I did. Anyway, so Anaya cut these tortillas into triangles, topped with them with shredded cheese, and quickly heated them. And then added sliced jalapeno peppers and served them to the ladies. And then, when he was asked what the dish was, he replied, Nachos Espaciales. And because his name was Nacho, and then there you go.
Special nachos.
And the original recipe is printed in the 1954 St. Anne's Cookbook. I don't know what that is, but that cookbook might be worth buying just to see the original nacho recipe.
And if you want to observe National Nacho Day, you make nachos, and apparently you use hashtag National Nacho Day to post on social media. Fun fact. So I know
Yum.
you love yourself some nachos, right?
I love Mexican food.
In general.
So nachos are a part of that, yes.
But you're never a big fan of jalapeno peppers, which is a lot of the times put onto nachos.
Well, I don't do that. I take it right off.
You just take it right off.
Yep.
I know,
scrape out of there.
I don't know if we mentioned on the podcast, but I think we have past episode. We made Irish nachos, which is instead of tortilla chips, they're waffle fries, and they're
so good,
so delicious as
with
well.
We put some pulled pork on top of there.
Oh yeah, we did.
Some cheese.
Maybe we should record making those as well. Except for we're gonna have to. I feel like making waffle fries is really difficult. Like handmade.
I'm not making
fries.
handmade waffle fries. That sounds really.
It seems really difficult. It seems like you need a lot of machinery just to get that in that shape.
Nah, I'll buy the frozen waffle fries and then I'll do everything else by hand. Like we can make homemade pulled pork. That takes forever, but if you have a slow cooker or an instant pot, then you put it in there and then just
it's actually pretty easy.
Crank it.
Yeah, and then you just strip it with a fork.
I know we just ate, but I'm getting hungry just thinking about it.
Yeah, I know. It sounds really delicious. I kind of want some. Maybe we should celebrate National Nacho Day tomorrow and make some Irish nachos.
I would not be opposed to that idea.
Anything? Have you ever played the saxophone before?
No.
For National Saxophone Day?
No.
You played the violin when you were younger, right?
Yep.
Did you enjoy it?
4th grade through 8th grade.
Oh, wow. You played a long time.
Well, in 4th grade, we were forced to choose an instrument, and then I had to play throughout middle school.
Well,
I
you
mean,
probably learned a decent amount of how to read
not
music
really.
and play.
I wasn't. There were a bunch of people in my class that would take private lessons or lessons outside of school.
Mar was not having any of that.
I never did that. I played tennis and swam. Yeah, I played sports instead
So you
of
weren't
music.
into being a music nerd.
No. I just I don't know. Orchestra was weird. I didn't really enjoy it.
No,
And
there's
I
some
feel
people
like
that really just get into it a lot.
as I got older, I just fell in the ranks of where you were. Because I think there was first violin and second violin sections. I think I used to be in first, and then as people actually tried harder and I didn't, I got down to second violin, I think. Can't really quite remember.
Gradually went back farther and farther.
Also, I remember that when I played violin, it was before I had contacts and I refused to wear glasses. So at some point my vision was so bad where I couldn't read the sheet music
No.
and I would just fake it.
You just make it up?
I just made it up. Or
Marta.
I would put what is it called, a bow? Is that what they're called?
I don't know. You know more than me.
The wooden stick that you play the violin strings
You played
with.
for 4 years.
5. 4th,
5.
5th, 6th, 7th, 8th.
Oh. 5 years.
But I think we started in 4th. But that was here's how you hold the violin. But anyway, I think at some point I also would just hover the stick over the strings and pretend. I think that probably
the least amount of work possible.
I think that probably affected my going down in the ranks.
Probably if the instructor or whatever saw you just not playing, then
Or
yeah.
I would sneak my glasses on real quick to see, and then I'd hide them. I really did not like wearing glasses
Why?
in
You're just probably
middle
giving
school,
yourself a big headache.
elementary school. No, I was just not blind, but I just had really poor vision. And then in 9th grade, when I finally got contacts, I remember, I think my mom told me that I looked at her and I was like, I can finally see your wrinkles.
Dang.
I know.
You were cold-blooded back then.
What a nice daughter.
Goodness.
But yeah, it's hard to not be able to see things.
Yeah, fun fact. Especially when you're trying to read sheet music when it's really not the largest font that they use for it.
Yeah.
I played trumpet and 1 year piano. Always want to go back and learn an instrument, but
How many years did you play trumpet?
I want to say 2. I think it was before I moved. Yeah, so maybe around 2 when I was younger. I could be wrong. I don't know. What do I know? Could be a year, could be 2. But
Cool.
I remember I had a silver trumpet. And I did kind of the
Wait,
same...
I thought trumpets were all gold or brass.
I had a fancy silver one.
You had
Yeah,
a fancy trumpet, but you played for 1 year?
Yeah. I inherited it from my cousin who played
Oh.
the trumpet as well. So
Okay. So it's not like you got a fancy brand new trumpet and then played for a year and then just...
no, their trumpet was just silver, so I just...
Gotcha. So it wasn't fancy.
No, I guess.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
Someone's gloating about their trumpet.
It was just different, and I like being different.
Okay.
It stood out. But speaking of sort of faking it, I kind of did the same thing at one...
Giving me grief, and then you turn around and say you did the same thing.
One recital. I feel like we were doing... I forget what the title of the song is. Stand up next to you and defender gotten proud to be American. God bless the USA. Is that how it goes? But there was this part in it. It was I could do the chorus easy, but I practiced and practiced, and I couldn't figure out this one section. So when we were doing it, I kind of just faked doing the buttons that everybody was doing around me because everyone else could do it fine. So
Do you call them buttons?
No.
Is that what they're called?
No, they're not called buttons.
Okay.
I don't remember the terminology because I was young back then, so I didn't know I gave you crap about the bow, but you did it for 5 years. I only did it for a few. But, yeah. I just remembered I sort of faked it at that point and then continued on when the chorus came back. And I was like, we're good. We're good here.
Oh, my goodness.
We're little slackers, I guess, when it comes to our music prowess.
Well, when they force you to do something in school that you don't really want to do,
Yeah.
you just have to do enough to get by.
But I'm sure people found their passion of playing music and really enjoyed it. I always wonder if it's like something like where people are really good at it from the get-go and they just want to keep doing it. So that's a lot of times they stay like for sports and everything. If you're just good at the beginning and like you get a lot of praise, you're more likely to continue with that sport. I wonder if it's the same with like musicians. They're like naturally talented at it. Like they get it right away and they stick with it just because of the praise and stuff. Sure, there's outliers, of course, but
I don't know. I mean, I think people that end up being really good probably started earlier than 5th grade, though.
You think?
Like I did, or most kids did that were in elementary school forced to play an instrument.
Yeah.
I did find one of my passions, though, in elementary school.
Which was?
My love for recess and playing, relaxation, goofiness.
I thought it was gonna be a serious answer.
What are you talking about? I'm dead serious right now.
You just want to play all your life?
Recess. I don't understand what the issue was. Why did we go from 2 recesses to 1 to 0?
Whoa! You had 2 recesses?
I think in early elementary school, yeah.
What? I only had 1. It was after lunch.
I mean, I don't remember my daily schedule, so if you went to elementary school with me, please let me know if you remember.
If you somehow remember.
Because I don't. I feel like I remember, though, there being a big, like, hubbub when we only had 1 recess, and then it was just a disaster.
Then in high school, they just say no more. Well, for me, it was middle school. They're just like, no more recess.
I don't think we had recess in middle school either.
Yeah.
What the heck? In college, though,
but
technically
gym
you
class
do.
started becoming more like recess for me because it was kind of fun stuff to do.
Oh, yeah, I love gym when they make you sprint. I hated those sprint tests where you sprint back and forth, and then the time that you have decreases and decreases, so you're just cutting all these people off, and then it pretty much, you're just trying to figure out the fastest person in the class. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, I was never the fastest.
Good job.
Middle school, they had it where it was set up where you had to do what the teachers were planning on doing that week or that day. And then high school was where you can decide if you want to go do like dodgeball, horseshoes, hockey or something for that marking period or whatever. Or that semester, I guess they would call it. Quarter. I think that's how my high school was broken up. But I remember in middle school, for some reason they would randomly, I guess they said, you know what, we don't want to do anything. We have no ideas for what you should do today. We're just going to put a cone in the middle or at the end of the gym. We're going to line up 4 people, and we're just going to sprint and see who touches it first. I was like, this is never fun because I'm like one of the slower people there. So I'm like, I'm never going to be the first one to touch it. So this is pointless for me. I'm going to get out right away, and then I'll just be sitting around watching people run back and forth, which I always thought was not the point of gym. It should be everybody doing something to be active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never liked that either.
And I would hate in middle school, the track and field days where you just go or either run or most people would just walk around the track because why would just run willy-nilly around other people?
Your gym teacher didn't yell if you were just walking instead of running?
Nope, they didn't care. Very lax gym teachers, I could say the least.
Didn't teach the kids how to be in shape?
Nah. I don't know if they were in the best of shape themselves, but...
They never are. Well, not never, but a lot of times they aren't.
Man, we're just ragging on gym teachers. Don't know how we went off on that, but I'll try to bring it back on what we're talking about. When we're mentioning Irish nachos, made me think of cooking, and then made me think of your new video that you released on YouTube. Link will be in the description unless Marta wants to read it out loud for y'all.
I will not read the link letter or character by character. That's
okay. You made the joke before we recorded that you wanted to, so I figured I'd give you the option.
No, thank you.
No, thanks? Okay. But the link will be in the description. Marta made homemade apple cider. It's finally out for all your consumptions. It's up to 42 views, which is
the
really
video
cool.
is out for consumption, not the apple cider.
Yeah, we can't really do that through digital. That'd be cool, though, if somebody invented that where you can just somehow have a little pop-up where then apple cider comes out. That'd be pretty cool. I feel like you would destroy some internal hardware, but with all the liquid.
That's weird.
I'm glad you find me humorous, baby.
I didn't laugh. I said it was weird. Anyway.
Do you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about the excitement, nervousness, the nerves, especially for people that want to do something like that and be afraid just because of random things that get in
if
people's
you're
heads?
afraid, be afraid. I can't stop you from feeling your emotions. But if you're nervous, go for it, you know? What's the worst that could happen? No one watches it, and then you never make any more videos again. No, I'm just kidding. I mean...
Man, this is really profound.
I've made one video. It's not like I have
No, but you
years
still
of
have experience
experience
of being nervous, of releasing something that you created out to other people and public, and people can see. But I've always thought, like, the best way, I mean, we jumped right into this podcast, the best way to do something is to actually do it and be consistent and just do it because you enjoy it. I mean, you enjoy making those cooking videos. You enjoyed editing together and seeing the end product, right?
Yeah, it was fun.
And then you just wanted to show it to the world. I can understand why people would be nervous. I mean, I was nervous the first time I recorded a podcast in general, even though it's just audio. You may say something stupid, but I mean, everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think you have to be comfortable with yourself and put yourself out there.
Yeah, which I did, so, you know, it's all good.
Oh, you're just so special, baby.
Probably will release another video on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what topic, so that will be up in the air. It's a surprise.
You just want to tease it?
Yeah, I'm teasing it.
You're teasing it right now? You want to give a hint?
I just teased it, and I said I'm not going to say what the topic is, so I can't give a hint.
No, wow.
The hint will be that I recorded it and edited it.
It is completely edited?
I said I recorded it and edited it, meaning I will be the one that edits it.
But you said edit it like...
Yeah, by Friday,
past.
it will be past tense edited. Currently, it is not edited.
Man, these days, we're jumping ahead in the timeline, getting confused on Tuesdays, and whether or not people will listen to this.
Right now, it is not released. If you're listening the day that we post this podcast, go to YouTube, but there's only one video, not two. Don't get confused. Thanks for the support.
Man, I love the enthusiasm you're bringing to the podcast.
Thank you. I am very enthused in myself.
I can tell by the monotone voice.
I'm just sad. I'm just thinking about how I don't have recess anymore, and it's just disappointing. Like at work, I could sit there for 8 hours at my desk, and no one would say anything. No one would be like, Marta, do you want to go play in the monkey bars? Yeah, I do. I miss having little blisters on my hands from the monkey bars. It was fun.
You go on that much that you had blisters?
Monkey bars are my favorite. Remember when we went to the zoo and we saw those monkeys doing literal monkey bars? That was me. Except
that was you.
I was not a monkey.
Yeah, you like to climb, according to your parents, right? You climb all over the place.
When I was really little, well, not like 3, but probably 10 or whatever, we had... No, not 10, because this was my old house. So it had to have been... I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 or younger. We had a extra fridge in our basement. You know how some people have an extra fridge for
storage,
yeah, storing random food because one refrigerator is not massive enough. And it was in our basement, and our basement had this pretty long stretch, like it was pretty open. And I remember when my grandfather would visit us and kind of babysit me, I guess, for the summer. I would always like climbing on things, so I would get a running start, jump on the side of the fridge, like put my feet on it, hang my hands on the top, and then climb up onto the top of the fridge. I did that a lot. It was fun.
Sounds a little dangerous.
Grandpa was watching. It was all good. We were safe.
Okay.
And by we, I mean I, because no one else was doing that.
I feel like, to bring it back to the recess point, I feel like there should be recess for work. That would just break up the monotony where you just...
But then would we get to go on a playground, or would people just, like, go take a smoke break, and then that's not recess?
I know for one of my jobs, it was mandatory that we had, like, an hour break for lunch. But, I mean, I would eat rather quickly, and then you'd still have like 45 minutes, so I'll just walk around.
I don't want it to be mandatory, though. As soon as someone says mandatory, I don't want to do it.
So if someone says it's mandatory that you go out to this playground and swing on these play on these monkey bars, you're gonna say no?
Yeah, I'll say I don't want to go to that playground and I don't want those monkey bars. I want to go to this playground and I want to go on the swing set.
You're such a rebel, baby.
Yep.
You just can't just say,
I don't like the whole this is what you got to do. No. That's what you got to do. I'm going over here. Bye. And that's that. It's the end of the conversation.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll continue it since Martha decided to put a nip the bud whatever.
No, I was saying
that one.
That's the end of the playground conversation. In that hypothetical exchange where this person's telling me what I should be doing, I mic drop, and then I just walk away.
You mic drop, so you just have a mic randomly with you too?
Well, I figured that was an appropriate metaphor because I am currently
Do not drop that mic.
I'm going to drop this mic.
Don't drop it.
And then the hot listeners are going to hear probably a horrible sound.
Yeah, and then probably some cursing on my end.
Nope, that'll get mooed out. We hear moos. It's bad words. Seriously,
that's
not
true.
kidding.
But this weekend, to get back more into what we did this weekend, our good friend Alan, who you can
Whoa! We are trying to be
what?
Censoring private information. Our good friend A.
Oh my goodness. Our good friend A came to visit, the person that you've heard from on episode 2 of Husband and Wife Talks, where he actually gives his name. So go there, listen, and then maybe you get his full name.
Someone's being a little bit sassy right now. Am I right?
But yeah, he came to visit. And we did a lot of vlogging because he does a lot of private vlogs just for people, like when he goes and does things. He likes to share them with us and his friends to see. So we'll probably get some of that footage and then some of our footage because we vlogged as well because we're FOMO with his vlogging. We have to do it ourselves, right? So we took some videos of that. So I think we'll eventually put it together and release it. I don't want to put a timetable on it because it's going to be a decent amount of video to put together.
Yeah. But we got some good footage.
Yeah, it was a good time. We first went to Rocky Mountain National Park again.
We mean first went again.
You
said we first went to the park again.
I'm just going with the order of what we're doing.
Oh, but we've already been there.
I know, but first, with me, you, and Alan, we went to...
Oh, the again just threw me off.
Rocky Mountain National Park. Okay. Again for us. If I want to clarify.
This is really broken English.
Just, you take it away then, babe. If you're so...
Good at English? Grammatically proper? Yeah, we went to Rocky Mountain National Park. With Alan. With A.
Is that all you're going to say?
No, I can continue.
You gotta expand out for people that listen, babe.
I was going to. I didn't know if you wanted to explain more, though.
No, I gave it to you. Gave the floor to you since you speak so eloquently.
Oh, yay, thanks. So we drove there, which is about, I think, it was 2 hours from our apartment. But first we stopped in a town called Estes Park for lunch, where we got...
It was snowing.
It was snowing. Barely. A little bit.
It was a cute little town. Had a nice lake.
Yeah, it's pretty. I like it. We got a nice lunch, and then we made our way to the park. So when we went, we, meaning just the two of us, went to Rocky Mountain National Park. The first time we drove on Trail Ridge Road, which is, I think, the highest continuously paved road in the U.S. or in somewhere.
In somewhere.
I think it goes up to 11,000 feet, maybe higher. So there were really nice views when we did that drive in, I think, September. But this time around, since it was November and it's snow season and winter and cold, that road is closed, so we couldn't do that scenic drive with our friend. But with our friend A. But we did do a hike. There's a hike called Bear Lake Trail.
That was an experience, to say the least.
So when we visited 2-ish months ago, it was late summer. I don't think fall's in late September. So yeah, it was still late summer. and there was obviously no snow on the ground. It was a little chilly because of the elevation, but there was no snow anywhere. It was just normal hiking trails. But this time there was like totally everything was covered in snow. It looked like winter wonderland. There was no dirt. I was wearing sneakers and leggings.
Because for some reason it's a pattern where you don't dress appropriately for where we're going.
Ouch. That was very direct and very painful.
How's it painful? I tell you every time that you should wear a sweatshirt, wear a jacket.
I wore a jacket though.
And then you sometimes ignore me and just wear
When
your
we
straight
when
vest.
we left for this trip, you did not say I should wear different shoes or different pants. All you said was, "Aren't you going to wear a jacket?" And I said yes, and I brought a jacket that I wore.
Okay. I honestly didn't see your shoes before you left.
Well, I didn't think that there was going to be snow on the ground, to be honest.
That much snow?
Like a full layer of snow.
But haven't we seen that the mountains have been getting a lot of snow recently?
Yeah, the tippity-toppity of the peaks.
Tippity-toppity.
We were, well, I guess to be fair, we were at, I think, 9,600 feet elevation. That's pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I learned for next time. It was fun, though. So, on the Bear Lake Trail, the Bear Lake is, I don't know, like a 1/10 of a mile, 2/10 of a mile from the parking lot. It's very close. And then there was a half-mile loop that goes
Not even
around
that.
it.
It's like 200 feet.
Yeah. And then there was a loop that goes around it, and we were like, oh, yeah, sure, we'll do the half-mile loop. That apparently is stroller and wheelchair accessible. I'm sorry. If I was in a stroller or a wheelchair, I would not want to be pushed up on that because it was
that
narrow.
When it was dirt.
Well, yeah, but you have to specify that it's not in the winter time. Because what if I saw online, oh, this is wheelchair accessible, and then I trot along, and then I get out of my car in my wheelchair, and I realize, oh, it's all covered in snow. My wheelchair isn't going to go anywhere. So, I mean, really got to warn people with that. But, yeah, so we did that, and then there were 3 more lakes even further. I think there was Nymph Lake, Emerald Lake, and
Dream Lake?
Dream, maybe? I don't know. And they were all kind of along one path, and then it ends, and then you turn around and go back. So we were going to do all 3, or all 4, including Bear Lake. And I think the total mileage there was almost 2 miles each way, or 1.5 miles
Which
each
wouldn't
way.
have been bad if it was actually just straight dirt.
Like a legitimate hike that all of us have done
Yeah.
in dirt. But it was snow, obviously.
And to give some context, it was a lot of snow, and it was basically the trail was packed so tight. It was like just a layer of ice underneath it. So basically, it wasn't actually snow that you would sink into. It was just snow that you would have no traction on because there was ice right underneath it, and you would slip and slide if you took too big of steps or stepped the wrong way. I remember I slipped. Well, I didn't fall, but I slipped a few times where I had to catch myself. Luckily, and
I
didn't fall.
fell.
Unfortunately, Marta did on the way down.
That was painful.
Yeah, I think it had to do more with your running shoes actually, because you had less traction. Because
No traction.
My hiking boots had like more prongs, I guess you could say, in them. But yeah, it looked. Maybe next time when we know it's going to be snowy there, we should get one of those, because I saw people had the chains attached to their shoes, which was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like they had clip-on chains for their shoes, and then you can get more traction that way. But yeah, when we got up to, it was Nymph Lake. Very beautiful, Bear Lake and Nymph Lake, especially I feel like it's probably just as beautiful or just a different scenery when it's summertime or springtime. But the snow just makes it more elegant and clean and just more, I don't know, peaceful, I guess you could say.
I thought the views were really beautiful with the
Yeah.
snow. It was
awesome.
very different since we visited not even 2 months ago.
A drastic change in scenery. But yeah, I remember Nymph Lake where it would just open up and you could see farther up and you could see all the sort of trees going up the mountain, but it was just all white all the way up. It's just very pretty. But we decided to turn back because there was no way we were going to get all the way to the end of Emerald Lake and then walk all the way back in this type of ice, just because it was rare. It made it more difficult to walk, so to speak. So it made this very simple hike just exponentially more difficult.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if it was a normal if it was summertime, though, it would have been easy.
Yeah.
So maybe,
Definitely have to check it out when springtime rolls around.
yeah, when it's warmer and the snow melts, going to see all the lakes. I mean, it's so cool because that national park, the Rocky Mountain National Park, is so huge. I forget how many lakes they had. I think hundreds, I was reading. So there's just so much to do, and I feel like you could go there every year, several times a year, and just explore different things.
I think didn't we read that it was 1/8 the size of Yellowstone, but still receives basically the same amount of people that go to it?
Yeah, something like that.
And I know Bear Lake is, I think we were reading it in one of your books, right? One of the Colorado books, that Bear Lake is visited by a lot of people because it's well known. But there's so many other paths and trails to check out, other lakes and other things to see that some people are just missing out. And I kind of actually want to go back again just because it's so huge, that national park. There's probably so many more places to explore besides just the two things that we've done already, you know?
Yeah.
It's awesome. There's a lot of wild elk, though, on our way in and out, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, just big herds of them. I'd rather see them from afar, from being inside a car, rather than a close-up encounter in person.
Because you never know how they're going to react. Like if you actually get too close to the baby, and then the big male elk with the big not horns, but antlers. I feel like he could do some damage because those things are bigger than deer. They're thick.
Probably. They are. I mean, they're animals and they have those big antler things. So.
Yeah. So we did that with Alan. And then a lot of the time we watched, well, in the morning when it was still early before we could do things, but we watched Making a Murderer Part 2. The second season's out. I don't know if we want to go too much into it. I just figured we'd explain that I kind of like this season more than the other ones, specifically because the first one was more dramatic because it was set in the past and they're sort of portraying or telling you what the writers themselves kind of want, not writers, but the documentarians want to see. They don't show everything. Like that could be contradictory to what's going on in this case. But I like this season specifically because one, the lawyer kicks butt, the main lawyer, I think.
Kathleen
Zellner, I think.
Yeah.
Is her last name. But she kicks butt, and I like her personality, and I also like the fact that it's very forensic based, a lot of her stuff. So she does a lot of testing and testing certain things, and that's where I felt more comfortable this time, because the first season I was more skeptical with the whole case. If no one's seen it, I'm not going to try to spoil anything or talk about it too much, but it's all like subjective and kind of you don't get a lot of facts or forensic evidence, I guess, on the defense side. But this one was a lot more forensic science based, which I really appreciated because it made more things set in stone. And it's kind of hard to dispute certain types of forensic evidence. Scientific studies anyway.
Yeah. I like shows. I realized we watched, I already forgot the name of the show, the law show that we were watching for a while. Good Wife. Watched that for a while. And I mean, obviously that's not based on a true story or real
and they definitely dramatizes all the courtroom situations, I think.
But watching the second season of Making a Murderer, I realized that I'm not as interested in the actual arguing of the law. I'm more interested in, like what you said, the evidence and the forensics, because that's more black and white. Is not my DNA, but whose DNA is this, whose blood is this, that kind of thing, versus nitpicking particular phrases and clauses and all that from law, which I mean some people are interested in that obviously because they're lawyers, but to me, and I mean we're watching it on TV, so it's not like we have to worry about arguing anything or knowing what to say.
That reminds me of a stand-up on Netflix we watched, John Mulaney, where he makes a joke about how there's a bunch of forensic evidence now, But back in the day, like how would you go about this? There would be a dead body on the floor with a pool of blood, and basically all you would be able to do is just go off this old guy's hunch, because you couldn't figure out who the blood was from or anything of that nature. They would just draw a line around the body. Of course, it was funnier than what I could portray. I was thinking of doing the voice that he does, but I would do it no justice. Go check him out. He's a funny comedian on Netflix. He has 3 specials on there.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. He's very clean most of the time. Doesn't drop a lot of curses, I don't think. Swear words for anybody that's interested in... Because some comedians drop unnecessary amounts of swears, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think that if you have to drop a bunch of inappropriate language to be funny, then I think you're trying too hard. There's so many things in the world that are funny and can be made funny by just writing a good joke.
Yeah. That's why I like Jerry Seinfeld. He just points out the obvious, but does it in just a simple, not crude way.
Yeah.
And honestly, when you swear, a lot of times it's just filler. Right?
Yeah. Who needs
More than
that?
Emphasizing on point. Showed him Illegal Pete's. That's another thing that you really wanted to show Alan the fine Mexican food that is in Colorado.
So much better than Chipotle.
Yeah. He tried to give me this nonsense of how Chipotle, if you ask them, they'll mix it for you for your burrito. Psh, psh.
Illegal Pete's, you don't even have to ask. They have potatoes. Does Chipotle have potatoes? No.
And their queso, even though I've never tried their queso because I don't want that much cheese in my burrito bowl, but I'm sure their queso is better than Chipotle's because I've heard really bad things about it.
Chipotle's queso?
Yeah.
Never tried it.
And I probably never will.
Are you just thinking about Illegal Pete's and you're getting hungry?
Yeah, a little bit.
Is that what's happening right now?
Yeah, a tiny bit. I'm getting a little hungry.
We just ate dinner.
I'm not hungry. Just Illegal Pete's, and my mouth salivates every time I think about it.
That's a great word.
What? That's what people do when they think
I
they're
know,
hungry.
but I don't like the word. Some words just sound... I don't know.
Ooh, man.
Sounds bad.
It's getting late. There was daylight savings time this week, which really made Marta angry. I'm just thinking about it based on looking at the time right now. You're just not a fan of daylight savings time, are you?
Well, I just don't like how when I leave work it's dark or about to be dark. It sucks. Like I spend all of daylight sitting at a desk. I don't like that.
Yeah, that is pretty rough. You get in, especially for people that work weird shifts, I guess you could say, or start early. So they get in when it's dark and they leave when it's dark.
Well, if you get in when it's dark, then you would be leaving when it's light.
Not always if you work longer hours.
Well, yeah, but then you would still... The amount of daylight right now is no different, in terms of time, is no different than it was yesterday. We're just decreasing as we get closer to December 22nd or whatever.
But I know when I was working at, when I would be on call, sometimes I would get into work where it was dark, but I had to stay around, and it would still be dark when I left.
Well, that really is poo-poo.
Quality commentary from both of us this evening. I think it's getting close to our bedtime, though.
Well, that may be true.
The final thing that I always want to mention, or I want to mention about Alan, when he comes to our apartments, he always likes to hide our pumpkins. Because we buy pumpkins when we go to pumpkin patches. There's episode 18 where we talk about picking these pumpkins. But he likes, when he comes to our apartments, it's a trend that started last year when we had a gigantic pumpkin, and he would just hide it willy-nilly. And he somehow hide it really well. He would somehow be able to just somehow sneak away with a gigantic pumpkin. And this time he did it with 4. And he said that he hit him 4 o'clock in the morning when he woke up to use the restroom. And he decided he wanted to hide the pumpkins. And it's sometimes a little frustrating.
Well, let's recover where the pumpkins were, or recount. We have 2 tiny pumpkins and 2 big pumpkins. One big pumpkin was in this like treasure chest thing that we use as an ottoman that we keep stuff on top of so we don't open it a lot.
Never.
But I did
Be
find
honest.
that pumpkin. The second big pumpkin was in our Instant Pot box that we keep above our cabinets in the kitchen. So you have to have the stepping stool to even reach it.
I don't
and then
even
you
know
have
how
to,
I didn't hear him
in
doing
the middle of
this
the
stuff
night.
in the middle of
If
the
I
night.
had heard something out in this living area in the middle of the night, I probably would have screamed. So he should be thankful
Oh
that
my
I didn't
goodness.
wake up, because I probably would have yelled and he would have fallen off that ladder because I would have been so scared.
You scared the crap out of me, waking me up.
We're all just waking up screaming, and it's hilarious. And then we had the 2 tiny pumpkins. One tiny pumpkin was at the bottom of our trash can. He did put it in a plastic bag, I guess, to make sure it didn't get actually dirty. But it was under the normal trash bag. And then the other tiny pumpkin,
It was in my lunchbox.
right, which was above the fridge.
Yep.
So yeah, super random. Just like, I don't know anybody else that would just hide pumpkins.
And he does it really well, which is strange to me. He has a knack for hiding things. So if there's ever anybody looking to hide something, A is your man.
Okay, we got to be consistent. We either say Alan or we say A.
Well, I've been saying A this whole time.
You just said Alan.
No, I did. I literally said A.
Before you did say
I
Alan.
did say Alan. Roll
Yeah.
back the footage. Roll back the tape. Well, actually, I can't do that. I don't have the editing skills to add that sequence into this.
Yeah, not worth it.
Yeah. People can do that on their own. Just hit the back button a few times. Not back button. Rewind. 15-second back. Whatever it is. Man. Quality stuff.
But that's a pretty good recount of our weekend. Next week's podcast will also be interesting because we have another
Vest?
another guest coming. We can keep her name anonymous
Kay.
though. Kay.
What's good?
Kay.
K.
Every kiss begins with K. Oh, I just made it awkward. Made it awkward.
You're just a little bit.
I don't
Just a
know.
tiny bit.
I don't know how to follow up.
Just should we end it now on the awkwardness?
Yep.
I'm just gonna let it sit for a sec.
Okay. Now it's been sufficiently. The awkwardness is sufficiently marinated. Now it's.
We cooking now?
I mean, look out for another video of mine next Friday.
This Friday.
Friday, November 9th.
Wow.
I actually had to double check the calendar because I wasn't sure that date was correct, but it is.
That's good.
Yep.
Did you want to mention to the hot listeners before we go what new candle you're burning?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I have just been. All right. So I just finished off.
Wait, do I need to introduce this?
This is Candle Chats with Marta.
It is Candle Chats with Marta.
I just said that.
But I did it in deep, raspy voice. It makes more sense.
Not really.
But you
It's-
can't do your own introduction to your own segment.
I'm not famous, so yes, I have to. I don't
No,
have
you have
people.
me.
I don't
That's the whole point.
You're
We feed off each other.
okay. Anywho, so Candle Chats. If you're not interested in Candle Chats, you can pause it. Or fast forward to the end where we tell you why you should subscribe and leave comments and stars and all that. Reviews. Anyway, Candle Chats. Just finished burning frosted cranberry candle. Smells just like it sounds. Like a cranberry. Did I say cranberry, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Frosted cranberry. It smells like a cranberry, but with a little extra kick. It's nice. We burned that this weekend and last week.
The wicks were a little pain in the butts on
The wicks were weird. Like, yeah, I don't know. So I finished that one Sunday night, yesterday. And now we are on to blueberry maple pancakes. It smells exactly like it sounds too. I think Bath and Body Works candles, another reason why I love them. They smell exactly like they say they're going to smell. They don't mess around. So it smells delicious. It is burning like a champ. Just so good.
We need to get this segment sponsored by Is it Bath and Body
Oh,
Works?
I can't even imagine being sponsored by them. I would just
They
have
just give you free candles
all
to
the candles
smell.
ever, and it would be amazing.
Except for, I don't know if it'd be that amazing because sometimes those candles aren't the best smelling.
okay, well, all the ones in our inventory currently are smelling delicious.
But I'm saying in this theoretical universe where you're getting free candles from Bath and Body Works because they're sponsored candle chats with Marta, they'll send you every single candle.
I don't think they'll send every single candle. They have probably hundreds of candle types throughout the year. I don't think they would send all of them.
Maybe I should reach out to a PR person from Bath and Body Works, see if we can get some free candles to mention on this podcast.
That would be awesome.
For all 50 or so hot listeners out there.
But my theory, not really a theory, it's my plan. So I have fall candles, quite a few, blueberry maple pancake included.
Yeah, we have to get them done before the winter ones.
Also, I think apple garland is kind of fall-y because apples are considered fall. But then I hope
they're considered fall because you bought apple towels specifically as decor for our kitchen.
That is correct. So I have to get through some of the fall candles and then go on to my winter candles. Speaking of winter candles, there is one candle from Bath & Body Works called Fresh Balsam. It smells...
Fresh what?
Balsam.
One more time. What is it?
Fresh balsam.
Okay.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Gosh, you laughing at me? Candle chats with Marta is supposed to be calm and soothing. And I don't feel calm or soothed. I feel stressed out right now. Anyway, balsam fir is a North American fir native to most of eastern and central Canada and the northeastern United States. So pretty much it's like Christmas trees. It's notably the most fragrant of all Christmas tree varieties.
That's what you could, for the people that use fake Christmas trees that we were talking about, getting pine scent, they just light a candle underneath.
Not pine. Fresh balsam.
Oh, sorry.
If you have a fake Christmas tree because either you're lazy or you prefer that, I'm not saying it's...
Good job.
I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm saying it could be laziness. It could be preference. And either one is okay. I personally prefer having a dead tree in my house. I love dead trees. And I just got to drag them right on into my living room and make a big mess with all their needles.
Well, I'm doing the dragon. You're just watching.
I'm watching. That's right. That's
laughing your butt off.
You're absolutely right. Anyway, if you do have a fake tree because you don't like dead trees in your house, you can get a fresh balsam candle from Bath & Body Works and then burn it when you have your Christmas tree up, and then...
Except for I feel like that's a fire hazard.
Can't even tell the difference. You're not going to burn it right next to your Christmas tree.
Okay, that's good. Make sure to put that disclaimer.
That was pretty obvious. I mean,
I don't know.
You don't want open flame by something that could potentially catch on fire.
That's why they put disclaimers on a lot of things, just in case someone
decides
to do something.
Choking hazard. Okay, wasn't gonna put that in my mouth anyway, but thanks for letting me know. And babies that actually are gonna put it in their mouth can't read. Like all those little toys that say choking hazard.
Babies, that's it.
Because babies, a lot of times they pick up toys and things around the house, and their instinct is to put it in their mouth to see if they can bite on it if they're teething or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, that was Candle Chats.
Candle Chats with Marta every Tuesday. I should have but this becomes more and more of a segment. I need to put some melody music underneath you talking about candles.
That means if you want this to be a segment, that means I better have a candle inventory year round. And this candle inventory is not going to cut it. This is going to run out before 2019. Actually, that's not true. Actually, we'll see.
I think it's really funny how this whole episode you sort of felt like it was not as enthusiastic, but when it comes to candles, that's when you kick into the reserve energy to talk about candles.
I mean, Bath & Body Works continues to impress me. The scents that they have...
really going hard for the sponsorship,
is just incredible. Twisted peppermint, yum. Winter candy apple, yum.
Can you really say yum for a smell?
Vanilla bean Noel, 'tis the season. They have one called Holiday. What does that smell like? It smells like political correctness, which is the most beautiful smell there ever could be. In case you're wondering, Holiday Smell is made with nutmeg and clove essential oils with notes of cinnamon and cardamom. Cardamom. Sounds like you're trying to talk about your mom's car. Anyway, they have champagne toast, blueberry sugar. Okay, after this, I'm actually about to go buy probably 10 more candles.
Oh,
so
no.
if Marta is not on Husband and Wife Talks on Tuesday, that means Marta got in some trouble for buying like 10 more candles. So, candle chats, this might be the last one. If I am forbidden from having future candle chats because of
I can't forbid you
purchase.
from having certain things. If you want it, you're probably going to get it.
Toasted vanilla chai. Online only. What a deal. Folks, you cannot get toasted vanilla chai candle in stores. That's how exclusive and limited this is. Peach Bellini? Pistachio ice cream? You cannot name a scent pistachio ice cream. I'm about to dig out my spoon and start eating. Anyway, this is getting a little bit out of control.
A little bit?
Just a little bit. Peppermint marshmallow. Oh my gosh. Okay, Can I seriously be sponsored by them? I don't even need free candles.
You just want the sponsor.
I just want a sponsorship. I don't need any money. No.
We just want to say this was sponsored by Bath and Body Works. I'm going to have to work, if we do get sponsored, I have to work on not actually mixing them up with Bed Bath & Beyond, which I do all the time.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, Yankee Candle, if you're listening, feel free to reach out. But there's just something I like more about the Bath & Body Works candles versus Yankee.
A little money can change your opinion.
Yeah. A little swaying Benjamin Franklin.
Whoa. Getting one Benjamin Franklin. Now you're saying Benjamin Franklin for a whole year worth of episodes. Is that the sponsorship you're going for?
You know what? I don't need money. I'm just kidding.
Give her free candles, folks.
But I just love candles. And right now, I don't know if Bath and Body Works is having this special, but I sound like a salesperson.
Jeez.
But right now,
are you sure you don't work for them?
But right now, they're having 3-wick candles for $12.95. MSRP.
You literally tell me about the sale all the time.
No,
doesn't that mean they're just selling them at that price? It's not really a sale.
So $24.50 is the MSRP. $12.95 is like their pretty typical sale, but they're not always at that price. Sometimes they are the full price.
But if it happens every other week, then
that's true. Which is why I need to buy candles every other week because the sale is so good. But in addition, today 20% off your entire purchase. Code FIRSTSNOW. Although this is today, meaning November 5th. So November 6th might be a different deal.
We got a sponsorship with Bath and Body Works for the candles, and we'd use our own promo code for go and use promo code HOT.
Oh my gosh. This is what dreams are made of. Wow. Perusing, trying to find if I can do that because I love them. I know you're not supposed to love material things. I love Bath and Body Works candles. It's not a joke.
I know, it's not a joke. I've seen you in that store before. It is something, it's a sight to behold.
It's something else. That's right.
Can I wrap it up now?
Anyway, we can wrap it up.
You sure? You don't want to mention any more candles that you find on this site? Since you decided
I could go through literally all of them.
Let's not do that. Thank you all for listening so much to episode 23 of Husband and Wife Talks. Now, you're listening, you're thinking, hey, Adam, what can you do to help us out? Well, I'm glad you asked, all you hot listeners. You could give us a rating if you're on iTunes and listening to us right now. If you're on Apple Podcasts, please go to our library or click on our icon, scroll down to the bottom, and give us 5 stars and write us a review. We'd be happy to read it on air. Just if it's a nice review, nice 5-star review, we'll be happy to read it. Or maybe we'll read, I don't know. But yeah, please rate us and then share us. We actually got a nice comment from somebody to Marta on Instagram, which was really nice, and it's always nice to hear from people that actually listen to us that we don't know. So it's always great that people enjoy listening to us in that way. So please continue to share us with your friends, family, anybody that will enjoy our nice, wholesome podcast released every Tuesday. We'll be here, and along with Candle Chats with Marta, maybe we'll make some headway in the future with Bath and Body Works on a sponsorship. But yeah, we're available everywhere. YouTube now. Go check out Marta's video. The link will be in the description. It's delicious cider, I can attest. Podcast is available on Overcast, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, all places that you can find podcasts. So it should be easy to find for anybody that you share it with. So yeah, this has been episode 23. We love you all. Thank you so much for listening. Marta, do you want to say anything before we wrap it up or say bye?
Go buy some candles.
Bye, y'all.